guys, welcome back to video 2 of 3 in my How to Drift series here. Today we're going to be taking a look at my Ibisu Circuit 1 track, and we're going to be taking my custom Schwarzer. Now before we get started here today, I do want to apologize for the audio. I know that it's not quality. I'm using what I got and I'm trying to make it happen. It is a USB microphone. It did cost me $100. It should be better than what it is. Maybe it's my settings. I'll figure it out in the future here, guys. Now, this is the more advanced drifting video, so hopefully we can just focus on the material of the video. Longer drifts, transitions, and approaches. Okay, so we set this one up as a GTA race, point-to-point GTA race. We're going to make sure we have ammunition. And the reason we're having ammunition, like I said in the last video, is we're going to stance our vehicle. Now this is how you actually make it efficient. So we're going to grab a spot. So you're pulling out your assault rifle, preferably your advanced rifle. Aim for the middle, halfway down between the middle and your tire. Car drops once, car drops twice. No need to shoot anymore. Watch again. Watch the fender to the ratio of the tire. It'll drop 2 increments. First one. Second one. Alright, it's more subtle in the back, but it definitely happened now. The way I parked this vehicle wasn't very smart, so we're going to pull it out and allow us to get to the other side here. If I were to take off and drive, this car would handle absolutely terribly. I'm guessing technically what the game is viewing this as is damage, so that's why you're getting so slidey, as you'll see. And there you go, the car is stanced and we're ready to go. This car is about probably now realistically 4 to 6 times more slippery and slidey than it was before. So now we're traveling to the second circuit of Ibisu here that I've created. And this is going to allow us a little bit longer track time while drifting. Alright, allow us a little bit more practice in the transitions and allow me to actually give you a few more pointers that may help you a little more. So it's going to be wet since it was raining in the game and I set it up for daylight. It just does that. That's okay. We're going to stance our vehicle right over here. So basically where we're standing is where you can wait while other people are tandeming and you can be in your car on this drift pad here, kind of drifting away. Alright, we're going to enter the track, see what she's got today. So if you guys don't know what double clutching is, let's cover that right off the pop here while we're pulling onto the track. So double clutching is when you're going first gear, second gear. Alright, see that severe amount of speed that it went from just went all the way up in top RPMs. That comes from letting off the gas, tapping the e-brake and getting right back on the gas. Alright? I'll show you that one more time here so you understand it. I'm actually going to show you it 2 more times so you understand it. We're in first gear, second, at the top of second. Alright. Did you see how fast it goes in second? Now before we show you that last time, I'm going to show you without hitting that double clutch, without taking off at the top of second gear, what that looks like instead. So that was first through getting into third there. It didn't burn out at all. It didn't have the excessive amount of speed. You notice as soon as I shift up there, you can actually see my burnout marks. That's from shifting into second gear. You can see my little e-brake mark right before it. That's because I tapped the e-brake and then got back on the gas. That's at the top of second gear. So let's show you it the last time, and then we're actually going to head on to the track and show you a lap, hopefully without messing up. Oop, and I messed it up. I messed it up, guys. Let me head back. So I didn't do it fast enough. What I did is I got off the gas at too high of an RPM, got on the e-brake, and it just shifted on me. And the reason I did that is not to make excuses, but my TV is only on like 8 for volume, so you guys don't get too much reverb. So the reason we're using the double clutch is to get us up to speed. Say we're coming down a long straightaway like this one that I'm on here, and we don't need the double clutch. What if we already have the speed? What if we have too much speed, say? Let's be up in third or fourth gear. Third gear, I'm going to pull the e-brake. See how long my burnout is? Now, at the end of the e-brake, I got on the gas and was holding both the e-brake and the gas, bringing my RPMs up, right? Now that's how we take off into the drift, is the high RPMs, and that'll throw us into the drift with just being sideways, right? So that's what all I was doing. Now I'm showing how you can obviously drift in a straight line as well. If you have just a straight course, doesn't mean it has to be straight. You can drift the whole way. Alright, so I think we got double clutching down, and let's kind of continue on those transitions that I was showing you with the e-brake. I actually let my car shift there. That's not something you necessarily want to do. Now this car is forgiving, it'll get you back in that drift quick enough. You don't want to shift though. You don't want that car shifting. And it being an automatic car, that's why you're using the e-brake so much, because you don't want it to shift. Shifted again in that same area, so I'm going to have to manipulate it a little bit different in that spot, obviously. But that's all it is manipulation in the game. You're manipulating the e-brake, and you're manipulating the damage on the tires to allow you to drift, and it essentially feels like I'm on the snow that they give you a couple weeks a year, or a week a year, whatever it is, in January. That's what it feels like. It's as if you're on that map with the snow. Alright guys, so I actually wanted to show you a little bit of variation on how different vehicles do react. Now we just left a really forgiving car, being the Benefactor Schwarzer, and we're actually going to go to a not so forgiving car, being the Banshee 900R. But what I want to show you here quick is how you stance this car. This is different. Instead of aiming in the middle and shooting here, you're actually forced to shoot over here. Now you need to be extremely careful not to hit that tire. If you have bulletproof tires, guys, stancing a vehicle does not work. Now in the back, go right here. I actually like to go back in here, preferably. Will drop in 2 increments. Now, it is a pain in the ass, guys. I do know that. I do understand. I don't know why this car is different. If you do try to stance it the normal way, it's just going to smoke and blow up on you, and it's going to cost you 12 grand or whatever it is to recall this vehicle into your insurance. So it's not something that you want to do by stancing it normal. You have to stance it that way. Let's get on the track. So we're using the exact same tactics, guys. We're using double clutching from at the top of second to get us into speed from when we're stopped. Now, once we're in motion, you don't have to worry about double clutching. It's just all gas, e-brake, and a little bit of left trigger if you're going too fast into a corner. I personally don't use much at all of the left trigger. Really, I don't hardly use any. So, that probably is exactly the same meaning, in all honesty, but in all reality, guys, same tactics, same entrance, same everything. What I'm showing you here is just how much different this car reacts compared to that other one. And yeah, I get it, it's a faster car and whatnot, but this car, the steering is different, the traction is different, everything is different. But it will still drift. That's the moral of the story. So let's do it, guys. Oof. Almost cleared it. I was going for a tight corner. You even see me slow down a little bit, otherwise I would have made it. Restart. made the first port. Ugh. I was just about to say, I think I made the first portion look pretty easy. Then when I got into the more technical, slower stuff, I messed up. And then right as I was going to say it, I was like, oh, I still got the big corner in the end, and I messed it up. Let's try to get a cleaner lap, guys. Like I said, I might be making this look a little bit easier. You're not going to be able to see the big difference until you get in this car and get in the other car. Get it. I can't get it. I'm just gonna go back and try to hit it. I want to get this corner nice and clean, but I just can't. Can't get it. I can't get it. Give it to me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, oh, love that. Love that. Love that. Alright guys, so let's review exactly what we have covered in these videos so far, ending this one. In the first video, we taught you the fundamentals of exactly what drifting is and how to drift. Now we also set you up with the easiest vehicle to learn how to drift in, the most consistent, the slowest drifting, the easiest to maneuver, the easiest not to slide out. You don't have to shoot at it to stance it, you don't have to do anything. You just set it up a certain way, pull it out of your garage, and you start drifting. You can drift everything from parking lots, parking ramps, you can even do courses like this. In the final video, we'll show you the variation of how you can take an advanced course and do something easy like the Futo, or you can do something more extremely advanced like this Banshee, or the Schwarzer, whatever we choose to do, whatever we choose to use in the end. These are the more advanced cars. The cars that you have to stance to get them going, those are the more advanced cars in my opinion. You shouldn't have to stance a vehicle in the beginning when you're drifting. You should just want to focus on it. So then in this video we went into the transition between those more advanced vehicles, starting with the Schwarzer and then going into the 900R. There's about 10, maybe 15 other vehicles that will drift just fine in GTA, but they're going to drift differently. They may not drift like you just seen these two vehicles perform on this course. These performed very well today. They drifted and they looked like they were drifting, and although there was a lot of manipulation going through the controller, anybody watching on YouTube would see that it looks like drifting, and you can tell that it is certainly drifting in the game. And not only that, but it's custom courses. The cars are getting even better in this game with these Benny's cars. And yeah, guys, you can't really complain too much with it being Grand Theft Auto, with it being an open world game, and you're able to manipulate the game to actually drift in it, and then able to build your own courses. So if you have enough creativity factor, you can. This game is endless, guys. It's endless. Then we went on a little bit more with not just showing you the differences, but how to start off with the double clutching. That's getting you from 0 miles an hour up to the top of second. Then as soon as you're ready to shift into third, you hit that e-brake. As soon as you're ready to let off that e-brake, if you want to get a lot of speed, you need to hit the right trigger while still on the emergency brake. That's going to leave you in that braking motion, but bring those RPMs up. Then you let off the e-brake as you normally would, leaving that corner that you're e-braking into, now that you're down to that speed. But because those RPMs are high up, your tires are going to spin and you're going to be able to take off and go into that drifting motion. Now you just continue that high speed there, that speed without shifting, with that e-brake, 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 e-brake. It's all about the damn e-brake in this game. So if at some point, guys, it looks like I was drifting at a higher, in second or third gear, there's just no such thing, guys. You don't drift in second or third gear in this game. You approach drifts in second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth gear, but you're only drifting and staying in that drifting motion in first gear. That's the fundamental thing you need to know, guys. It's all about first gear. So you can take off and just start drifting from nothing, right? Right? Since it's all about first gear, this is my drift gear. Now I just hit a curb, that threw me off. Otherwise I would have went right around that corner. But that's literally all it is. Now let me try to drift in second gear. Now, yeah, you can't. It doesn't spin. The vehicle will not spin. Now some people I've seen, they'll double clutch and they'll stay in this motion in a drift. Well, if you're really good at it, you can make it look kind of fluid, but it's not nearly as fluid as what we just did on here, as what you just watched. So as always, guys, I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in once again, my black sheep herd, as I'm calling it. Until next time, you guys take care, and we will talk to you soon.